A petition to release Trump's full medical records has gotten thousands of signatures and is growing in importance as we see yet another report about his bruised hand, that there's a lot of speculation that this is from IV treatments, very bad makeup job like his face, on his hand to cover up this bruising that has occurred several times because of the outlash, the public outcry. He did break down and explain why his ankles are the size of tree trunks, but again, very cursory, they're dismissive. Let's not forget this is an 80-year-old man with clear mental decline as well as physical decline.
Yeah, I mean, he spent this past weekend over in Scotland yelling at the windmills, saying that they're killing the whales, they're killing the birds, I don't like them, it's bullcrap. But so the mental decline is definitely not getting enough focus, but I think the public in general is starting to understand something's wrong with this guy. But even more than that, as you say, it's the physical health. The ankle thing, they're like, oh, he's got, the venous insufficiency, so it causes blood to pool. Well, that actually seems pretty massive. When you have ankles that are, 2 or 3 times the size they should be, and you tell us it's because it can't get the blood back to the heart, that sounds like somebody needs to be on, a death watch almost, because that is a serious problem. That's what cardiologists, by the way, have been coming out and saying since this diagnosis was revealed. They said, listen, yes, that condition, chronic venous insufficiency, is not a huge deal. But the problem is that's not the disease, that's the symptom. It's the symptom of something that is typically far more major, potentially life-threatening. And this administration says, no, he's one of the rare cases that only has this, but his fast food diet of McDonald's and KFC, no, his heart's in great shape, don't worry about it, nothing to see here. It's almost not even possible.
Well, and I don't know that we've seen a president in our lifetime that has hidden so much information. Famously, he never released his tax records because he was under audit for the last decade he's been under audit. But then his health information, when we do get pieces, it's clearly some North Korean smear job that he's the greatest, most healthiest person that's ever existed. But we see the bruising, we see the bad makeup, we see the bruising. He's got, the old man skin, so it bruises very easily. And then we can just see the concealer caked on there. And IV infusions can be for a variety of things.
Right.
Clearly, he's had 3 or 4 of them based off of what we've been able to determine just looking at his hands. That should not be how we're learning about the chief executive's officer's physical health is look at his hands. We have to have a hand watch.
Well, and on that note too, the CVI, the venous insufficiency, explains the swollen ankles. It does not explain the hand. And so they have completely ignored that part of it. And this is a story I tell frequently when I talk about this issue in my segments, is that my father has been, in congestive heart failure for a very long time, has had countless heart procedures, had another one last week, but he's also been on blood thinners for 15, 20 years now. So anytime he goes into the hospital, gets his IV on his hand, he ends up with that bruising from the blood thinners in the exact same spot where Donald Trump has that makeup. And so when I first saw that, I recognized it immediately. I know what this is. This is a guy who's on blood thinners and had an IV. I mean, it really is that simple. However, in the official medication list that they gave for Donald Trump back in April or May, there's no blood thinners, just an aspirin regimen, which, by the way, in and of itself is also not a good thing to be on. It means you could be at an imminent risk of a heart attack. But there's definitely things they're withholding, and the evidence of that is just piling up every day.
Well, and then they lie about it. I mean, somebody from the administration came out and with a straight face told the American people that the bruising was from him shaking so many hands. Now, that's ridiculous, first off, but even more ridiculous for this man who's a known germaphobe who does not like to shake hands and does not have access to millions of people to shake their hand so hard to cause bruising. That's ridiculous, and it's just another, again, from his first presidency, when he came out and had the press secretary say it was the largest inaugural crowd. I mean, that's the playbook here, is who are you going to believe, me or your lying eyes? And this is just another example on something that could not be more important, but the health of the leader of the country.
And, at this point, the petition only has, maybe about 10,000 signatures, which honestly I feel is very low. So maybe it's that people don't realize this petition is out there, but more people do need to sign it. Is it going to force them to do it? Absolutely not. but at least it is a way to kind of gin up a little bit more coverage of this obvious cover-up. I mean, the Epstein cover-up is huge, but the health cover-up, which is definitely getting worse because of the Epstein scandal, like his mental health is gone. I mean, this has driven him insane. So the health cover-up continues to get worse as the Epstein cover-up just makes his health go downhill.
Absolutely. There's definitely a relationship between one and the other, right?